Hey everyone, we are back for another video, and today I'm going to be building another nesting box for the new chickens. They are about to go into the coop with the other girls probably tomorrow, so I need to get this nesting box made. The rough dimensions of this nesting box are going to be it's going to be about 73 inches long, and it's going to have a depth of about 14 or 15 inches, and then each individual nesting box is going to have a width of about 12 inches. So basing this nesting box off of the other one, which only has 4 nesting boxes, this one's going to have 6. As I say quite frequently, I'm not a professional at anything I do. I just do stuff how I've always done it. The internet is definitely, good at critiquing my work, but I don't really care because I do what works for me, and if you don't like that, darn. So this is my rough 73-inch line. I'm going to rip this side, this end of the board off. Sorry, the plywood. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to rip that off, and then I'm going to make, I need at least 2, so I need the floor, and then I need the roof, and I think I'll do a back plate too. I should have enough to do a back, because then that's how I'm going to mount it to the wall. Ladies, just do a quick recap on this little box. So yeah, this one is about 4 feet. It's actually about 50 inches across, and then I think it's about, maybe it's about a foot tall. I need to double check my measurements. So this is what we're going to base the other one off of. I also did get another little 1x4. So the intent is that, hey girls, get out of my way. The intent is that the new chickens are going to go in this far coop. So we'll move out this cheesy little nesting box. They do use this. I don't like that they use it, but whatever. So we'll take all this down, and we'll get them another water to hang from there, and we'll close that door just to keep these other girls away from them until they've had a chance to get used to the other girls. Alright, real quick check-in. This is the board that's going to be the top, and then the one below it is going to be the bottom. So I think I still have enough to do a floor, but I'm sorry, to do a back. But we'll see, because I still have to make, the dividers. Alright, so at this point I have my lines marked for the dividers for each one of the boxes. So I'm going to cut these, and then we'll start putting it all together. Alright, just a real quick update before I put you guys back on the time lapse. I went on ahead and cut this 1x2 down. It's going to kind of be like the back support So I'll put the two ends on, and then I guess I'll just notch the dividers. I think I did that on the other one, so we'll do it on this one, I guess, as well. All right, we are making progress, and as you saw from the time lapse, I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a clunky job, but I'm just trying to make something that's going to work for this new batch of chickens. All right, checking in. I set the top board on. I do need to do a little bit of cleanup. I got some nails I got to pull out of there, but I want to get the top board nailed in, and then we can flip it over and do a better job at nailing in the bottom. All right, there you have it. Quick walk around. This is the same design that I did for the other nesting boxes. The only thing I need to do is put the legs on, which I'll measure the height tomorrow and get those all cut. But otherwise, we got 6 more boxes for the new chicks. We got the 2 main legs on, and I've got a little bit more of that 2x4 left. So what I'm going to do is cut a 3rd leg. On the other coop, I only did the 2 legs in the front, and then I bolted it to the wall. Since this one's longer, I'm going to put a 3rd support leg here. I know typically, you know, you'd think 4 legs makes sense, right? But that's just the way I did it. So I'm going to cut that 3rd one, and then we will be ready to get this thing in the coop. All right, what's up, everyone? So I went on ahead and got the new boxes set up here in the coop. Let me show you. I went on ahead and did it off camera just because it was kind of a hassle to try and get everything set up. So we have the original boxes here. We got 1 chicken. I think she's about to drop an egg. But we decided to put the new boxes here instead of over there because it's going to be kind of difficult getting them in. We do have the new chicks over there. And then we put this cheesy one here because we got 1 chicken that likes it. And that chicken right there, Floppy, she's having a hard time adjusting because this was kind of her little, safe haven. So that's okay, she'll get used to it. But we got the new chicklets in here. So yeah, I guess just a report. I was previously worried about the blues, the production blues. They're fine. So what do you think, Floppy? Burp, 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 burp. Yep. I think that's going to do it for this video. So kind of, I don't know, typical video that I'm going to put out. Oh, look. She dropped her egg. Thank you, ma'am. Alright, y'all, I'm out. Peace. Alright, I lied about ending the video because there's something that I kind of wanted to talk about as far as my chicken coop goes. So last year, before we put the sun pin up, what this used to have is just kind of a cheesy little fence. It wasn't even really a fence, it was just three rails going along these beams, and this was all, you know, part of the yard. We didn't have any of these boards up except for, I think on this door right here had a board. There may have been some of these boards may have been, I honestly don't remember. But we had the chickens out and we had a fox attack happen. So that was what caused us to put in the sun pen that we have. But before that, we were having issues with raccoons getting into the coop. So what we ended up doing is we've got all of this wire here, trying to plug every hole that we can all along the top here. And you know, I left the spiky parts out, and then also I strung a lot of barbed wire all along the top here. Barbed wire, and we got the trail cam right there. So what happened was the raccoons, they were young, so they were young enough that they weren't going to, they weren't trying to kill, you know, the chickens. I got some wood boars behind me. Oh, there's 3 of them. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so what the raccoons were doing is they were climbing up the wall right here, and then they were getting into the chicken coop either through this hole or through this hole over here. This expanded wire was here, but there was a hole here. So we ran barbed wire all down, like doubled it. And then I also put that little, you know, piece there with all the screws sticking out. And what's funny is after we did this, the raccoons were still like getting in, and we watched it on the trail cam. They were like trying to climb up, and they were, you know, getting their little paws on the barbs from the barbed wire, so they ended up giving up. But another thing that we had to do is all of this was open, so I sealed up all of these holes, and that goes all across the whole chicken coop, because this really like never, this was a barn basically, and so on the other side of this wall is another section of the barn, but this was all open, so I sealed in all of those holes. And then we also put this wall up on the far end over there, because before it was a tarp. Don't ask me, I didn't do it. So we put an actual wall up. But all of this was done before we got the sun pin up. So once we got the sun pin up, that prevented the raccoons from getting in. Let me show you something else. Boy, those escape artists almost escaped. So another thing that we did was we had a whole bunch of these stones from some landscaping that we took out because it was stupid. Also, like, I'm not afraid to, you know, call something out as being stupid if I think it's stupid. Anyway, we'll proceed. So all along the whole chicken run, we put these stones. Now the bricks and some of these other stones that are stacked on top are from when we had the plastic over it for winter, so we were using them to kind of weigh it down. But another thing that we did, you can see the expanded metal there. So we have that coming out from the stones all the way out to maybe somewhere in here. It was kind of a rough measurement, but like you can see some more of it right there, all down here. And the purpose was to prevent, you know, critters from digging in. So we have all of this done. And boy, that sun. It's honestly, it's been pretty effective. The next thing that we are planning on doing is putting an actual roof on the chicken coop. This tarp, or these tarps, I guess, they work great. They work great for shade, but we get so much rain out here in Indiana, or at least in our section, that when it rains, like that's why we put the gutter system up, because otherwise in the sun pen it was a pond, like the whole thing would flood. So we're gonna put a roof on it, and then we'll move the gutter. And then, you know, I've said before in other videos that we will use that water, we'll collect it and use it for the chickens so that we don't have to, you know, run jugs or whatever. These girls were outside in the yard for like 5 hours today, and they still went out. Whatever. All right, y'all. That's where I'm gonna end it. This is just kind of like a add-on, you know, chicken coop safety, preventing wildlife from getting in. All right, I lied again. One other thing. So there's a concrete pad right there. There's a lot of history to our place. There was actually another section of the building that used to be here. No longer is, but the concrete is still there. So this is there's a concrete pad underneath. It's got an LS. All right, where was I? Okay, anyways, there's a concrete pad that basically goes from here all along this wall, and it goes in onto the other side as well. Goes in here too. So to our advantage, animals can't dig under this door. And I made this door, I don't know, it's okay. Like, it's the 1/4 inch expanded metal, and then the 2x4 stuff on the other side. And then again, we got the spiky spikes. But that concrete pad kind of ish goes out to, like, there's more of it right here. There was actually a second barn that's obviously no longer here, but that's what the concrete pad was for. Part of it was on the barn that's still standing, and then there was a whole nother barn that's not standing. But if you look here, the sun pen kind of curves, like it goes in this way. So we couldn't make it straight because the concrete pad was in the way, so I couldn't dig the holes for the post. So it turned out looking all right. But yeah. All right, that's it. Bye.